Let's see everything and music. Okay, cool. And then this as well, and cool. I want to complete this, and then I'll go into like a bit more, finish like whole thing, like finish the whole like tree, everything clean. It's loading a little bit, and here we are. So, who easy farmhand? There's like a picture. Guardian. Okay. Adopt. We have theory about that, but that'll go later, like a last thing. So, your spouse, your secondary picture, your picture, and your spouses. You have spouse as well. It's not too much. Wasn't there one in Rollin? Did you internet rolling down the city? History. Rolling down. Rolling on it. Rolling on. Interview. Yeah, I've got this before. Clark documented. Ah, was this a band name or something? Okay, it's family band, so if I... Season magazine called to skip it or flip it, a short pitch up report. New records albums called This Time's Listen, skip it. This time's new single promises. Clark Raffer teaching Roottrees. Two of the Laurel sister amateurish folk style song to end. Okay, if I spider search. Oh, picture. Die Hard Taskless can't go on. Oh, apparently this has changed Roottrees and Diamond Loot first song together. It's mentioned that it was performed with Jim's cousin Diamond's sister. It was somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. You can find anything else about Die Hard Dazzlers. The band, the singles, all have to do, the scanning evidence at the Blazing 5-minute download track is also available. Okay, let's see. Little bit. Okay. I didn't even read that entirely. So, here's all 4 old singer from folk group Memorabilium. Music clutter the rhythm rooted back of vocal but the LaRue, which they get said folk style songwriter catchy magazine. Okay, I don't need to sing it because okay, cool. Let that. Like that would be a tell. That thing there. I do find full picture. Okay, I don't need to find visual picture. Let's find some other picture to compare it to. You have that. Okay. That proves it. You have that. You have that. You're blonde. Okay, cool. These are done. It's not over yet. What's your spouse? I have only 4. Patricia, Helen, Nicole, Monroe, John, Smith, Miracle, Miracle Network, cool song. Where's the this one? Did this have this far from Nicole? I remember it slightly like, was there something about the third child? So you have Nicole. Wait, is there 2 Nicoles? No. Okay, song ended. Okay. Miracle. miracle. Okay. Isn't there like miracle root tree? Yes, that could one has the following plug root. Okay, I know this. Ah. How could I? Senior. Wasn't that in this? No. I will go miracle root tree. That this is not easy path to follow. But one on Lennon, Monroe, Joanne. Okay. Yo, Elias. Was there something about Elias C? Is anywhere? Like there's like Elias here, but there's not really nothing else about him. Ooh, there's way more pictures than I thought. Could find even more. Even hot. Okay, let's. This must be something. Amidst Hudson guy. Bonnie Hudson. How do I? Ah, what am I doing? Dated the face story about gas and his wife had to die in a car accident. So many light and relevant details due to the recent accident. But that the crash was caused by the unidentified driver whose word front of a Hudson car caused it to brake hard. Patricia, thanks. Thanks. It's wrecked has beatings moving between lanes and cutting other drivers off as well. At least 5 or 6 minutes for a tragic accident. We say it could have been anyone who ever survived over the road. The aggressive villain at the accident. Police have few leads or they make them more. He had been president of Roottrees company for 4 years to develop volatile period company history. If I had no children. But this doesn't lead to pictures. This is about the accident. I didn't see anything else. Business watch. Snacks. Boys and girls. Periodics. Team Blast. Nah. Bullet. Yes, Big Shaw. You can see about successful ad campaigns on the ad listed from the late 50s. Boys and girls agree. It is television and maxi ads for Roottrees chocolate bars. Ad campaign is described as having a premise that the boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing, that actually Roottrees is the favorite. This advertising series was the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. Max Anderson has been added to evidence. Roottrees. Be Roottrees. Point Anderson. Yeah, I read that already. But okay, so this man is this soon. Advertising. Could I somehow find about Elias C? Elias C. Oh, maybe. What ads would he make? There's only two possible. Helen Joanne. Let's just guess. Like, what does happen if I get this right? Okay, this I have to write both of these. Okay, let's get to this. Okay, I have theory. So yeah, this is who is easy. There are a few clues. Can deduce things. First, I present you 5-piece ads. Easy agree. It states that the flavors are inspired by the children or the scrape elaborate agree. But this name disappears and miracle is gone. So the child disappears. This was, I noticed this quite early. And this is explanation that makes sense. Also, I remember quite odd thing from, was it like which one of her writings was it? Diary? His names. Names. It was in names. Even Gorman had problems. Roottrees made back for Edward Clancy Roottrees. Could my father's name backwards? You know? You see, Edward Clancy. I can just copy this. Copy. Oh, wait. Edward Clancy Roottrees. Do you want to do it that way? Okay, spouse is. Ooh. Only other name I heard was in a picture. In this picture, wasn't it? Morton. Was it Mr. Morton? No, there's a bit more. This book even has more. Farm. Go to the house with him, his roommate, Mr. Miller. There's no like more names. I can't even test it anymore. Miller. Oh, I have to. Miller. Miller. Morton. Okay, it doesn't exist. What's the author name? Morton. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. But Miller's name. Let's just write Miller here so I can remember. Oh, no, I have to be certain about these names as well. Is there like a way to save the game? No, not like that way. Okay. So I know this already. So basically it was a child, makes sense. Location was disowned because Elias found he was gay. Wait. It's not over yet. I have Sam. John. John Miller. Like that. Okay. Because I need to be certain. Joan Monroe, I don't know. Let's Joan Monroe. Or Lennon Helen. Helen. Len. Always right. Three times miracle. Okay, what else? Miracle. Okay, there's no way to know that. I should have found other things. Ooh, how do I do this? Smith. Nicole. Miracle Roottrees. Okay, nothing. I could alternate. Uh, Root Wilkins. Okay, this is a stat thing. How do I? Most difficult part, making certain one of those names. I need to find Elias or Miracle's spouse. Other one then will fall in place. Only thing, a lot of stories is these. Her name. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. Okay, that's not. Okay, it's your brother. Okay, nothing. Clark. He's talking about them. Jane. Okay. It's just for names, okay, not that important. What else? Oh, this is the story. Said my Bob is your Bob is my dad. Do you think? But that's kind of far-fetched, would you say? If these two are twins. Yeah. That's it. That's the last truth. These two are twins. James Roottrees mother. I don't know. That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Sam... Isn't really talking about... Yeah, just talking about your generation. But Gwen. Roottrees. I don't know. I don't think there's any way to... That's followed. How should I? Monroe or Lennon? You know, I'll keep with this. Let's see what happens. There's no way I can figure it out. Imagine I have to do this again, but then I can cheat afterwards if it doesn't, you know. Nicole. I feel like this is correct. It's 50-50 chance. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. But first... Oh! I got everything. You built the entire family tree correctly. Family tree complete. Booyah.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller? That's exactly what I needed to hear. I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago. My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 Pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller. By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
Oh, I'm smart.
Lauren was right. I hated the 5 Pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not.
Mm-hmm.
At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
Yeah.
Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word.
Yeah.
He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the
I didn't
truth
fight this.
or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father.
Oh. Rightfully, I was to the person you brought this visit to win. Live on wicked reality. Oh, I didn't even find this.
At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president. But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry.
Robert Roottrees.
Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock.
Yeah, that happened.
Sounded familiar. The Clancy Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as anyone else. The Clancy Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light. And when it does, my share of the Clancy Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life. Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air, this is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
Done. Thanks to hard work, Sam Madsen's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Life went on, and a new president took over the company. The Roottrees family faded from news cycle. And then everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottlemania is now unlocked as a new game. Ooh. I'm a secret Roottrie. Cool mystery. That one thing I missed, that a book I've missed searching. Otherwise, yeah, I figured out the twin thing. Twin thing I figured out later, a bit later, like now. But other things, like I was on it, like that's inconsistency. Yeah, cool. That game explains it. But let's go. Like, this is why I stopped yesterday. New game, Roottlemania. Find what happened to the infant family in a whole new mystery. Okay. Ooh, there's like that save is saved there, so.
Hi, I'm Clark. Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Plants and Trust covers any Roottrie despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced. You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
Okay. Ooh. You have a secret picture. You have a secret picture. You have a second picture now. Oh, interesting. A lot more people. But yeah, this bit was smaller. You can open this after your whole family tree has been filled in. The excess sleuth this time around. It is the truth. What you find? Loose end. And it's 4. 4 has stayed. Okay. And whole new information. Start here. Notable events. Today is August 3, 1999. Has been 8 months since you helped Sam Madsen with the research necessary for her book. Steph was true to her word and paid you incredible large sum of money. They mentioned you by name, however, so you managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events since the book's release, so you can refresh your memory in full detail by searching online. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, I want to drink some water. I'm a bit thirsty. Bestseller for a few months at the time, Carla had not yet been replaced. Okay. Roottrees Rift. In March of the Roottrees company stumbled publicly that they had to respond to book's release with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. Clark Rafferty LaRue. Clark was announced as a permanent successor to Carl Roottrees, welcomed Sam Madsen, the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle changes to the clan's trust. This included any other new questions of lineage. 5Ps. At this announcement, there's a rash of different people claiming to be Roottrees, only dismissed opportunists and scammers. The highest profile of this by wide margin was a rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5Ps as a publicity move. At the same time, 5Ps is the only notable person on the update tree. Roottrees Mania, another high-profile Mr. Milk Roottrees publicly and denied that 5Ps was a Roottrees. The Roottrees legal team then offered to a DNA test to get 5Ps to drop his claim. The moment that got what seemed to be entire word storm, despite what he was a Roottrees, suddenly the world was obsessed with Roottrees. Mom Jane Doe Roottrees. In July, an anonymous woman who pressed behind the river as Anonymous appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that the affair with Roottrees led to the birth of her daughter, Jane Doe Roottrees. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Roottrees, and therefore entitled to a share of clan's trust. Nobody knew it at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the Roottrees Mania saga. As more and more of Anonymous story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5Ps in nearly every significant way. Court of public opinion began to turn, confirming the bird's suspicion. DNA tests orchestrated by lawyers on both sides proved that her daughter was not a Roottrees. This final event caused public disappointment, smugness from doubters, countless accusations. The entire ordeal became an elaborate hoax attempted at fraud. This got a bit ugly, and the fun of Roottrees Mania seemed to disappear overnight. Now, months later, it feels like a distant memory. 5Ps. Okay, that's lots of information. Previously, the Roottrees are dead. New investigation with a new focus. After many months of newfound interest in Roottrees, it's recommended you try to catch up what happened since last time. Some websites may yield new or different results. Some books and magazines from your previous interview may be relevant to a new one. It also much more widespread search. The list of first and last names you can choose from will contain red herrings. Not all of them will be used. No. Below is a reminder of some of the most notable bits of your initial time in the Roottrees family tree. All evidence from it before is still available for you. Convenience, any searches that do not lead to new information still function as they did during your first investing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There's some things there. Knock. The president of Fuji can explain that multiple people have come out to clean the Roottrees. He has been trying to work with Sam, but he has not answered his call. And to you a letter that he said he could share with Sam that said the following. The both of you, the company I hired to help us with the client strat is busy pouring through the entire family's history, as well as people they may have had contact with. That said, the family is not particularly happy with this, are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches. So please, I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we have highly trained team lawyers to back you up. We are ready and willing to verify anyone error you believe could be realistically part of a relationship with the birth of a new Roottrees. Just tell us who to investigate by filling in a new section of the tree. We'll take the time to handle verifying that the timeline checks out. But keep in mind, while we're here, if someone didn't have a child who's already been disqualified by our lawyers, like the case of a girl with a negative DNA test, there won't be a place for them on the tree. Not just looking for affairs and infertility, well, only looking for the ones that led to potential new Roottrees. Some possible new section will be marked with a tree icon. Those areas are reserved for members of the original family tree you filled in 8 months ago. So class now, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Married names or nicknames won't be enough. To start sorting out infidelities, I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in position of power. I have to say that's only because it would have been a lot harder for a woman to hide 1 month's pregnancy. But with the family knows it, but I can't. I'll be blunt. I'm no stranger in infidelity. I wish I could. Clinton was a perfect husband. But you see the family tree, so why pretend? Some of us learn how to build our family name for our benefit. Consequences be damned. I can't change the past or unhurt those who have betrayed. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself and you. Refuse to make any more mistakes. My best to sort out the various messes we left behind. So please, fill in a tree and together we can figure out how to begin make amends. Good luck. Thank you both. Clark. So these are original. Okay, I think there's a big spot that's done. Oh, this is new. Thanks for upgrading your Casio PC, not OC 101. This upgrade includes 1000 bug fixes and enhanced. System should be more stable and smooth to operate. With some of the highlights. Your company is now ready for Y2K. Recommend shutting it down on New Year Eve just in case. Finance will be up to 20 characters long. That should be enough for everyone. Putting a CD in a tray upside down will no longer heat the plastic to temperatures. It no longer prompt you to replace the printer ink when it's still 50% full. So remember, cashew beans are delicious, not a safe for consumption. If the parts of eaten or done on your own food, you assume at risk. Because you basically can be held by this going to come with the poison. Okay. Let's put it up. Public spider search. There's no history. How do you get like past? Ah, this is all archived. I didn't find this last time. Interesting. This show story item show everything. This is to show everything. 5 bees. Aka Felix Fellow as is rapper has found some recent radio play after being publicly confirmed as a long-lost Roottrees and entitled to part of the Fudge. His ally is 5 pieces, play on 5 pieces. Article you find. Website known for better harsh reviews of modern music. Gives his most recent album Root of All Evil 1 star on 7. The reason with the headline more poses than my action figure collection. The review mentioned his real name is David and he used to go by Dirt Day Davy, out to roost the fact that this rebranding was blatant marketing stunt at the expense of his mother's tragic past. She overdosed when he was 16. Apparently only one of the songs in the album is new. All the rest simply rewritten into blatant reference to sex, drugs and violence into clumsy euphemisms. As the project was kickstarted when he appeared a few months ago on the cover News Time holding both of his mothers. Though of his mother with Guy Hudson. At first the Roottrees company denied it. Fundamentally, Miracle Roottrees even appeared on the same magazine a week later, but since then they backtracked the public family. Didn't even confirm this his story. Okay. Guy Hudson. Okay, I can't. Okay, maybe I get some new pictures. News time. If I let's see, news time. Yeah, then recent new issue every week. The rapper might be famous appeared in a cover. Roottrees and one week Miracle Roottrees did the same, denying that he was. Because his highly profiled back-to-back discourse, people started Roottrees appeared to be de facto publication getting news about Uncle Roottrees saga. Report the record subscriber number during this time. On the end of Roottrees mania, the world generally stopped paying much attention. They went back to reporting more traditional news. Yeah, okay. Let's do 5 Bs. News time. Picture. The 3 picture things. Felix Feller acquired piece of famous and pasted the cover of News Time, kicking Roottrees mania. 10 weeks later, Miracle Roottrees on the cover magazine article. Well, some report article as well. Okay? Good. that even though his music not targeted toward Tinker, they seem to be paying attention anyways. While he hasn't done any interviews with the magazine, they listed on Quixotes. The small piece that very much facts about him. His real name, David. His birthday, February. Okay. That's important. Portland. Lizard editor also claimed that it's not possible that he was born in, as he claimed on a song called The Magazine that he turned 17 in 1992. Responded to the statement that they reached out to his agent asking about the song. Then filed by peace and they snooped into rumors. Okay. 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 As a 17 magazine is titled Unreleased. An unreleased song, that's why it's not there. By third day, there's a mention of it a few sites claim that the first release of his first mixtape but was removed. There's no audio or visual evidence with existing through independent accounts from. I've heard it and they generally line up according to the recollection. It was about many different loosely content. Of the number 17, mostly violent. Interstate, it was written on TV 17 further involves fictional but glorified some murders at fashion show for teenage magazine with similar name song title. The person doing the violence was apparently trying to beat Dahmer's high score. Jeffrey Dahmer had pleaded guilty to killing 16 people in 1992. Okay. Major acts of conflict in school earlier this year. Subsequent backlash against violent music and video games. General consider very poor taste to bring it up. But the people that enjoy mentioning it online are either trolls trying to shock people, or from morbidly curious corners of internet. Okay. Let's see the evidence I've acquired. The rapper vibe piece appeared on the cover of Newsstand holding his mother, Joanna, when she was sacked more than secretary at the company picnic. That Joanna and Guy Hudson also reported were having an affair that led to his birth. His mother, Guy Hudson. There's some people there, let me see. Interesting. You're the rapper, Felix. Felix appeared on a cover of News Time holding photo of his mother. And Guy Hudson, until concerned isn't that his father was Guy Hudson. It's dramatic and sensational and instantly dismissed as fake. The DNA test proved that he was related to Guy Hudson. So Guy Hudson is okay. That is Mother Joanna, but Zach Morton's secretary. When he retired, Guy Hudson, secretary for only 1 or 2 weeks before she quit. The first few weeks that he was president, he spent divorced when he was 4 after his father learned of the affair. Felix and his mother then moved to Portland because she was afraid of her and her son's life. Grew up with her until he was 60, but one day his mother never came home from the movie rental store where she worked. Reached next morning, they found her dead from overdose in her car. Took all of cash from her job and spent it on heroin. Through her belongings, the only thing he had remembered by her hairbrush. She always used some photos and stuffed animal from her childhood. Then he found it, a box hidden in the back of a closet. Inside there were letters and photos that to Guy Hudson. The letter from his father containing threats. Threw it all away, with the exception of one photo he appears with on cover News Time. He said it was the only one where they were dressed. The only one from a affair itself. No. Picture is shown full inside the magazine, adding evidence. The magazine also includes some additional history about Vipe's career. Upon the Riley and Jonah fellows that never without a mnemonic, and to find success by opening for other artists and even by selling CDs on the street corner in Portland. The reason decided going 5P as a honest above his lineage. The writer did some research into the truth of these claims and was able to convince John did work for Roottrees company secretary sometime during early to mid 70s. It also confirmed she died of drug overdose. No further Roottrees companies, but at the moment the company's blanket was since the release of a recent book. There has been an overwhelming number of false answers to claims. None have been factual, and nearly all have been knowingly dishonest. We encourage individuals to reach out in an official capacity as opposed to attempt to use our name in the media for publicity. Okay. Oh, okay, so that's yes. He's quite young, actually. When is this? This is from oldest to newest. Wait a minute. First affair, final affair. So this is Guy Hudson, right? Right? What a player. I don't know exactly when he died. 2582. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think he's in first one. Is he? They said no, it's 1999. No, actually, Notebook. But I do believe it must be in first one. Maybe. Okay, I believe this is the mother. Wow. Wow. Uh, what's its name here? There's so much text. Yeah, okay. Felix Fellows. The Riley and Jonah Fellows. Okay. Let's go Fellows first. Right? And what was his real name? Did I? Is it Notebook? David. Guy. Okay. Unknown occupation. He was a president. Was it third president? Yeah. She was like read. Is there some author? She worked in like a Okay, cashier. Cashier actually closer, I think. Yeah. And you made your wrapper, right? So. Like a musician, right? There's no rapper there. Okay, I feel like that's might be correct. But let's see what you have to say. Oh, someone's text again. Charlatans and thieves. Actually, kind of makes sense that you're still alive. Miracle Rootree appeared on the cover of Newsstand shortly after 5 Beasts did. He vehemently denied that Beast was a Rootree. This actually was from before DNA tests that proved it. Miracle doesn't focus much on detail 5 Beast's accusation regarding his mother, Guy Hudson. Instead, he comes across exhausted and at the events that have been going on behind the scenes, as well as the character of those he feels are attacking his family. He starts with 6-piece content. He said although most of the book was based in fact, he left anything that wouldn't fit the agenda, but that Sam's daughter still earns generous salary for overseeing the farm division of Rootree, and that Sam did the same before her. The Sam family was not destitute, and that really it was only her son who chose to take the job with no salary. He claims that though they didn't have to, the family helped pay for her son's medical bills after voting that it was the right thing to do. Miracle also says that the story about his father Elias shining easy was one-sided, leaving out Edward Clancy's blame in the whole thing. Elias gave him a simple ultimatum: stop sinning or be disowned. Miracle says it was Easy's own choice, and that Elias allowing him to earn food and shelter time was a kindness, especially considering that he and John continued to live together. We then pivot to the fallout from 6 Pieces. He accounts deluge of claims that the clan's trust that the family had been subjected to. He doesn't say anything, but says that every time someone comes for the family divorce argument, had hired outside legal team to help. But so far every case has been definitely laughably false, due to his tarnish his family's reputation. He focuses on 5 Beasts who appeared on Newsstand before me, calls him grifter and delinquent, says he's using their name and product self-filled to the masses. All the accusations. He says this is the most dangerous because it exposed the world to hatred. He says 5 Beasts lyrics as violent, sexist and ungodly, and prays the boy will repent, retract his lies of religion. Lastly, he turns to the future. He states that those that wish to hear the true story join him on in Feather this upcoming fall. Miracle Rootree are planning on touring the countries. Judges are last time that know at 871 Miracle is the oldest living Rootree, while he plans to continue preaching at his own church in Putter Country after Doris. This is your last chance to hear the truth from a man with the most complete recollection of one of America's most notable family's own hometown. I can mention that the Miracle son, Miracle Jr. did not wish to comment a statement from Clark Ramerty LaRouche, the Roottrees law firm. Miracle does not speak for his entire family. We are working careful on plan definition to disapprove any claims on infidelity in our family's past. The article also does not refute Miracle's claim that he is the oldest living Rootree, despite Sam Madsen being born a year before him. The Miracle made the claim out of ignorance or spite. So much. Okay, let's not. There's a some in Felix things I wanted to see, I think. Root of all evil. Let's see this here. Resource of the most limited 5 p second mixtapes. Will look at different album. All You Problem was the first and only single released. When the single piece announced it retained influences of Liar. Steve Whitelock to sue his family. To date, it doesn't seem like he's followed through. At first, the single didn't make much of a splash, but Whitelock, known for publicity, paid thousands of teenagers few dollars to order color request video on MTV, which was its profile. With every cause on a band the video altogether, its generated national news coverage, the song even more popular. Okay, so Whitlock is a liar. He's Republican dancing grandstand. Still, she's managed to rack up quite a few legal victories for silly celebrities and athletes. Became famous in mid 1980s after successfully suing multinational sandwich company whose 12-inch actual average of 11.5 inches long. Stevie argued that since the company sold 1 billion sandwiches per year, that was either missing sandwich to make a super long span from New York to Los Angeles to the average paltry 5,000, but the news coverage her went out to be priceless. Unfortunately, none of this seems to hurt the Roottrees. Interesting. All your problems. This track is only new song on the album. It doesn't matter of a song is able to those that claim money is evil. Points out that the only people who think money is evil, those that have it, those that can afford not to be greedy. The song might be timely talks about taking Roottrees wealth due to its being his birthright, giving to those who need it most. The song should be seen looking website at WD Records. Okay. No clues, but let's hear it. Okay. Back. Okay, this is all. Let's go. This periodicals. Really? All the problems. What? They hate. No one reviews this music. That's the biggest miss. Okay. Okay, that's done. That's Kai Hudson. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Let's search this one. Okay, cousin who was the president of Roottrees for years in the early 80s had most faded into obscurity before the fancy flavors developed. During Roottrees Mayor, he suddenly rose from it again and the vibes appeared on the cover of Maxi holding photo of a guy and his father. People that exist adjacent to company in the 70s have come forward with stories about the debauchery and swinger parties guy liked to throw. Large holiday parties where he had excuse. They often got very out of hand. This fact has led people to speculate that the night he died in a car was drunk and betting someone. The Brother County police have released multiple statements, ample evidence that proves decisively that it was not foul play. And with no party had taken up, Roottrees lawyer have contemplated litigation to anyone with the district guy and company's public. Okay, you're quite important. Let's copy you. Let's go. Lose time. Kai Hats. Shit. How do I... This is not the easiest to figure out. Did he really do only one? It can't be, right? Okay, it can't be that, can it? This is his timeline. Yeah, that's Kai Hansen for sure. Family tree update. Whom? That could be like anyone, no? Is this ancestry? Okay. Like this has to think when it started. How to... Okay, let's try to focus on Kai Hudson. How would I... Okay. Okay, it shows some older ones as well. Guy. Oh, that's music from... That makes sense. Okay, so... Let's say if we start from first one. This entire family tree. Chanto. What? Name. Oh, this is... I don't know how to start. Oh, of course. What am I doing? Let's see out the information. Six piece. Oh, but I already know. But I could like. Family by Sam Madsen was released by early 99. Yeah. Are mixed and it's Diamond bestseller list was limited on only 2 months. That the core of the book was Samantha's father, and the struggle they faced was company and takedown who booked Eli's route was dessert. Many took umbrage with timing of the release, the tone of the book which seemed vindictive. Fallout from the book led to the Roottrees company scrambling to release statement. The conflict leadership famously released multiple conflicting official statements over 3 days. This kind of move was referenced in popular culture to the late night sketch about indecisionitis. More traditional analysts have been calling the Roottrees Reft due to Rootremania. The book re-entered the charts and sold with the first time. Okay. Copy Sam Madsen. Good, thanks. Hardcore non-fiction. This year, the Sam's father Edward Clancy Root and John Miller were historians of the book called A Family Stew. That said, Sam had some section on other family secrets and rumors. As it didn't matter the primary purpose of the book, something new to you and may be important to you, sir. The section had been added to your notes. Yes. Let's see. Ooh, lots of reading again. Let's go back to 5 piece. There's a Roottrees Rift. Late night sketch about English. I'd like to maybe look that as like if I do this, is this important? Okay, I'll read that later. Sam's book has been a few different passages about her own history, the company and the rumors and gossip she collected during that tenure. She ran the farm for periods starting around 1968 after death of Eli's Roottrees until her daughter Gwyneth took over 1984. Most of the relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as a president in 1978. Was very much not a fan of Guy. According to 6 piece, it was the open secret in the family that Guy was a fan of remaining faithful to his wife Patricia. Many of the hires at the time were young, single women, and Guy often spent lavish money on private parties. I don't know. Yeah, like this works. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns, and most of it's hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. One of the Sam's farmer supervisors was named Elizabeth. So had a daughter who Sam never met, who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. According to Elizabeth, caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's with her daughter for the Guy's parties. They eloped quickly. Due to pregnancy, Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has it that the daughter showed up with Guy and then she control switching partners. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding a market previously untapped by Roottrees. However, when he went on trips overseas, they were often for weeks at a time, and the guy was spending more time and money on official business than meetings with distributor and manufacturers. It was said that he bribed at least one politician open factory in Brazil. There's also a section where Sam speculated that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and the first to invite Sam to family events. While she has no hard evidence, so I will get the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into family. She got to leverage instead of being natural course of events. It meant that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue, sometimes with another woman. She also said her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once a secretary named Elizabeth, but a different Elizabeth than the supervisor from afar, because he never met her. Okay, quite a bit. This information, not something I can search for, but quite important. Okay, let's read these things and I'll take a break. Indigenous was a disease coined by Polaroid sketch show fake pharmaceutical advertisement for cheat together. While the segment isn't fully about Roottrees Candy Company, the weeks after Pizza responded release of Papier Sam Match, reference recent news. In the sketch, a woman ordered number 5, drive-through speaker, and the pulling forward, she changed her mind at the window asking visit to number 3. There's a lengthy backup annoyance with the restaurant employees or the patrons. As she pulled away, as the employee began helping other customers, the same woman then barged into the restaurant, passed the line, loudly complained that she didn't receive her number 5. The teaser gets censored from the restaurant scene into pharmaceutical commercial, claims that the woman was suffering from indigestion. This that caused extreme confusion and irritability, and has recently been found severely hindering large corporations, but also spread to humans. Luton recommends cheat together, fake pharmaceutical drug, multiple testament use version of the cat face. When I can't make my tough decision, I got to get my cheat together. Full testimony includes the bald man silhouette with a voice change and saying, "I'm not comfortable saying who I am. I'm comfortable saying that before I took over my family's candy company, and I should have gotten my cheat together." And this just leads, yeah. Yeah, was there something else in here? Yeah, the Roottrees rift. Roottrees rift due to clear conflict between them. First was fairly standard. It stated that there was no president of a Roottrees company. The entire family was made aware of the release of a book. They would be meeting as soon as possible. Only then could they verify let me over claims, decide next steps. Second release was emailed to business newspaper 3 hours later, announced that after the vote, Ron Roottrees would be taken over temporarily as an interim president. Also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, had verified the claims within, who linked the compensating Miss Mater had a family immediately. Also stated the company liars would take immediate steps into family with the clan's trust terms to make sure nothing like this could happen again. As quickly later business reporters acknowledged that at the time between the two press releases would not have been logistically sufficient to gather a measure of the family. Using conference calls, it has reported many news channels. A third, much shorter press release. Next day, claimed that the draft announcement was made premature. The Clark Rafferty, Rue and Ron Roottrees would be taking over as the company's third joint presidents. Also stated that any compensation planned would be based on a stringent verification program. Yeah. Ron. Okay, these two people so have like names. Yes. Okay. I'll leave you with this. Okay, no way I'll finish this today. This second one. Yeah. But yeah, I'll do a quick break. 5 minutes or so. I'll be back. Oh, I need to move. Yeah, be right back. Okay, figure things out from this. Named Elizabeth. I'm having difficulty just. I got used to Elizabeth. There's nothing I can put do like this. I should not know on the restaurant, not because it's changes, because in the common name Italian restaurant. More local if you look at one specific one. Ah. Thanks. Twice. The most recent time was when it closed in 1902. The owner, Rochelle Jime, told the land the building was on, and at the time the article was unsure if the restaurant would move to a new location or if she would retire. Many years before, there was a piece from Valentine's Day, 1978, as recently married residents of Butler County how they met. Christy Carlin responded. She and her husband Steve, who was a chef at Antonelli's, met years ago when she delivered produce from her mother's farm. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there. During her deliveries, although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers, they reconnected by chance until the end of the last year. Now she has bun in the oven. They're both working as much as they can. She's secretary, back to delivering produce on the weekends, and save up money to move to Boston and open their own restaurant. What? Okay, that makes. Okay, what do I do on this? Her mother's farm. Christine. Okay, let's search. Where else? Load the end of the last year. Is this relative to this? Christine Carland. Okay, I'm gonna put you here. Oh. I don't know. I don't know if it works. It specifically said last year, and this is last year. Wait. Okay, but she says now. When was this? It means like now. So it could not be that. It could be like. But, I don't know if this is relevant yet. The old Rachel. Rachel and husband Mark Zimmer have few mentions in the Political Times. Local business owners, Rachel owned Antonelli's restaurant and Mark owned a local bookstore called Bookmarks. Both closed in 1992. I mentioned once in Political Times and he was shot by Steve Carlin. Okay, yeah. But many times, all of them were from at this time a listing of events that took place towards the book signings. No seemed to reduce concern, though Laura Roottrees did 2 book signings in 1970. Oh, interesting. Steve. A couple of them. The first was, he met his wife Christine. And he worked at Antonelli's. Oh. The second is from months later in September 1978, a listing for his weekend cooking classes. Gourmet for the groovy. The blurb mentioned that he's been giving lessons from his home kitchen for last month so that he can keep eye on his son. The third was from, and it's titled Local Author Sued by Former Butler. Author by the name Mark Zimmer. Colin after Colin saw Zimmer promoting his book Kitchen Tales on television. His book was pretty plagiarized for recipes that Steve Colin would give his students during his cooking lesson before he moved. I can mention that although the recipes are hard to copyright, going to each recipe with short fiction about how he learned it. He usually doubled as how he remembers certain ingredients. Beans are for example involved making trade with no some magic beans. These stories were found word to word in Zimmer's cookbook. Addition stories that followed the same format. Okay. This is not a red herring, right? All these must have an importance, but I don't know. From months later, September, cooking class, a comment for crew with the blurb mentioned that he's been home kitchen for last month. Son, the third was from local author Shoot Bible. Yeah, kitchen tales. Okay, this is a story-based recipe book written by Mark Zimmer. Some success after it was featured in a morning talk show. Book released before the internet was widespread, some mentions rare. One more company stated the books were unprepared for a demand. There was no second printing, unusual find copy in a window. But the alternative medicine website, which focused on cooking with natural ingredients, mentioned that the kitchen tales recipe used salt water. On the site there included a scan of that recipe. She had to do evidence. She says you switch out the salt water in a recipe, mix of 2/3 spring water, 1/3 of filtered seawater. It tastes great. Okay. Kitchen Tales, Mark Zimmer. Zimmer's Kitchen Tales, published by the print, released as Garnishing the Truth. Maybe this only book a content level system is a recipe book that contains stories. Copy. According to the truth, is a cookbook related to Carland and Zimmer. Released in 1994, was actually quite successful after the duo appeared to promote it on daytime talk show. There have been multiple printings since. According to book review, that's accompanied by stories that helped remember ingredients. Review said that it seems perfect for learning to cook the entire family. Mark Zimmer and Steve Garland. The introduction of this book is a serious acknowledgement from Steve. The first is, Christine, thank you for everything. Your support means the world to me. You are apple of my pie. Second is to James and Robert. You're big, amazing men and incredible chefs. I guess I'm a good teacher. Finally is to Mark Zimmer. Proved my story and approach to recipe could be popular. Without duties it couldn't exist. This is important. This is important information. For sure. Also forward by Mark Zimmer. I first met Steve in 1970 when he taught a cooking class. Next time I saw him was over a decade later when he was suing me for stealing his recipes. Yes, really. So you might wonder what I'm doing in this introduction. Well, it turns out that Steve and I had more common than we thought. He was sitting in court. We settled at the McCarran's brew house over a game of darts. They said that they give us the first drink of the night free for entire year for mentioning them. By the end of the game, he and I agreed we both rather make a ton of money together than I spend a ton of money on liars. It's pretty rare to meet your best friend so late life, but when I decided to retire, I moved to Boston since we could hang out. So if you're browsing this book in bookstore, please buy our book. We need more money for when the free beer runs out. The bookstore could probably use the sale. Like what a long search. Okay. Pub in Boston. They have a website. Apparently the bars has been around a long time. On the site there's a list of famous people who have drink there. The former president of the United States. Not one of the Roottrees company, Kenneth. There's also a few distinct television shows that books have mentioned McCarran as well. They came up to consume truth, which site has this to say local and regular Steve G. book food, prefer cocktails, but he gave us a shout out. I'm gonna say no to free press to grab bite at his kids' joint. His kids' joint fried die and then swing by me for a drink. Joint fried die. Fried die. Okay, this is crazy. Like how this is just all search. This long searches goes and goes. Philip Popular restaurant in Boston. They have website, but many locals mentioned in various places. One more in-depth review explains that it's not full restaurant. Use front door and very small interior with a window. Unusually, restaurant only serves vegetables, but a lot of reviewers say that despite of that, it's delicious. So I found a short story about listed on a website called My Boston Homepage. Whoever runs the page seems to just link to random site related to Boston, tell personal anecdotes related to Boston, with their relatively short opinion on things in Boston. It's very unorganized. As this about fried tie, Wicked overreacted. I saw it in Jeff's signature, so I went and there was a huge line. Didn't have a single meat dish. What's even the point? I saw it in Jeff's signature. Back to food and trendy restaurants. They cover subject all over the United States. Okay, this is me just. Okay, fried eye. Let's go to Chef's signature. Covered fried eye less than a year ago, right around the time we were doing the investigation. Each article in Jeff's signature tends to focus on restaurant, like a magazine name implies. Each restaurant lists on one main dish that head chef is known for. Find our signature as samosa cone. Evidence. Okay. Is this like end point? I got all that. Okay, let's see this first. I don't know. A recipe was the other one. Okay. These are two important people. Can vegetarian diet be 20? Don't. The boys in Boston. Jeff's signature national properties magazine targeted toward fans of unusual restaurants, with James and Robert Carland on a cover of their November 1998 issue. According to the article, the two brothers own a small walk-up window in Boston called Fry Dye. Play on it, tie-dye shirts that service fair that exclusively serves vegetarian dishes. Most of the offerings are heavily inspired by powerless spices found in Thai and Indian food. Signature dish is samosa cone, which from distance somewhat resembles traditional ice cream, completed waffle pattern. Instead, it contains fried potatoes, pureed peas, carrots, and special ginger-based sauce. Robert, who is 3 years younger than James, okay, good to know, jokes that although the age difference has left him delegated over the associative jacket his whole life, he doesn't mind. As a result, James answers the interview's question. James credits his love of food according to his upbringing. Most kids hate vegetables growing up, but they don't have balance like we did. My father was chef. Mother grew up on a farm that supplied his restaurant. That's how they met. I don't have any memories from the farm or anything like that since we moved here before I could even talk. They told me stories. My dad, great storyteller. He even wrote a book that brought to the help fund Friday. When we moved, we were looking to open their own restaurant. To it, unfortunately, they never got it off the ground. His line cook gig ended up being less temporary than he hoped, and she had to go back to work as a secretary even after Robert was born. Before we were old enough to go to school, we spent our days with my aunt. In a diner where he worked, my dad had no room for experimenting, so he exercised his skills at home on his day off. We always go shopping and cook as a family on those days. Though we were hyper kids running around and causing ruckus, some of our family's favorite memories since we were all together. Mom always had the eye for best vegetables for him to work with, and she did her best to pass that on to us. Or the article, the parents who are now retired visit Friday often. They even have a signature dessert, the Sistine apple. Apple pie has always been Mom's favorite. My dad always had this stupid line he used to make her laugh if only apple pie was realized the Sistine Chapel one. As soon as all the rings they put actually a secret name after them, sort of. What is a Sistine apple bun? Tell me now. No? Okay, makes sense. Okay, this one I don't get. But this is, it's basically actually named after them. After their mom and dad. Okay, so it can't be Kai Hart Hudson. has to be somewhere here, right? What? They have big pictures there, but it can't be like this because it doesn't make any sense. We know Hudson guy died. Did I find some secret thing that's goes top secret? I don't know. Infidelity. So this person cheated with this. Is the they fuck up. Okay, but they broke up, but their parents didn't break up. So there has to be like this, for example. But I don't know, that's so far-fetched. Okay, I learned all that. And I bet this is important. This is so important. But where is it connected? No idea. Like no idea where it's connected. Plated Love. Kitchen Tales a book that combines a recipe and story that's multiple. Seem to disappear from online marketplace. Go. Bake the Plated Loaf. Yes, two bakers Flora and Yates flirted. They grew to have friendship, compared recipes, combined knowledge. She loved his salt and pepper beard. He adored her rosemary cheeks. They thought sweetly about one another. But he was one day whisked away, conscripted to bake army spread. By the oil of the lamb, Flora's tears began to salt her bread. The recipe asked the reader to combine flour, yeast, sugar, olive oil, rosemary, combine the salt and water together. Add a mixture of whisk until dough began to form. It was 10-12 years later that they met again. Seemingly by fate, Flora's unique dough had earned her position as the king's personal bake. Yates had found a success as well. He baked for kingdom's 45 diplomats. One day they returned from Dutch Isles with a gift. 450 unbaked loaves were sent to Pacific to teach a method that requires no kneading. Allow the dough to proof for 10-12 hours, then spread it out and let it sit for over 45 minutes on flour baking sheet with no kneading. Next, prepare Dutch oven preheat for 450 degrees. Upon seeing Yates, Flora was both delighted and distraught. She felt that if she was torn in two, she had not been able to aware of the gift and had already prepared buns for palace ovens. She wished to greet Yates warmly, but struck by fears that she was unable to bake with her, that she faced retribution for being unprepared. She cried to Yates, adding more salt to her dough. Cut the dough into equal pieces and lightly sprinkle salt across the top of only one of them. Yates eased her pain. He insisted that she had no obligation to prepare pattern she thought impossible. She had her fear of retribution. She knew if they did not solve her predicament, they missed their final chance to be together. And instead of wallowing in the present, they worked together to shape their future. They twisted and entwined their doughs, baked them as one. Thus was born the plated loaf. Word quickly spread this new delight. The king's decree on royal parchment was that would consider delicacy. Roll a twisted piece and twine and take twist and wrap around the inside the Dutch oven. The parchment and outside it want to make a spiral. Bankrolled by the king, Flora and Yates spent their days baking together. After 45 years, then settled down 50 more. Their souls were golden, with no regrets. Lastly, baked for 35 minutes. They would lead and observe until the crust is golden brown. It could take up to 15 minutes. Okay. So. This story is about Steve from like Christine. Steve and Christine meeting. So I read this and I understood so what happened is that they met and they like hit off, and then they went apart. Then Christine got with somebody else. And then they got back together and had 2 children. The first one you couldn't call breakup. So the first thing doesn't count. So it could be this then. Did you tie 82? Oh, there's so much information. Antonellis. $78. How they met. Yeah, end of the last year, 77. But that's when the piece was made. Okay, so it does. want to see a bit more until this simmers. I don't know if these two are important. Okay. I found kitchen tails, then I want kitchen tails here. Mechanism of truth. Which that now made. Okay, it doesn't. It's hard to deduce the dates, but they would for sure fit there. Nothing else will fit because they stayed together. I don't know exact dates, so okay. Problem is I don't know how the parents look. It must be the mother's picture, right? Okay, I can keep them. Steve. Garland, was it? And this, not actually, it's evidence. Reyes and Young. Has left him delegated to wear the Zeus chief jacket. This is this younger one. Okay, red is younger. And the name's James and what am I doing? Robert is young, okay. Robert Garland. James Garland and the chef. Have been locked. The following fellows would be Garland Steve. Booyah.
Has Clark reached out to you? Well, let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news. I felt terrible, so I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me. I went to the media prematurely. I admit my mistake there. But the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them somehow. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I'll let you handle it. I've sent you the case I've been working on, and some company records I managed to track down.
Thanks.
The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good luck.
Oh, so much more information. Okay, so let me see. Aren't you cashier? Okay, I got your job wrong. Where did she... This kind of was cashier. She didn't have a serious job. Like, if not that, then retail, like... But, I was right. This person, no idea who they are, but they are... Okay, this doesn't matter, so what she told was the truth, Chris. I'm forgetting notebook. Christine, right? Christine, and then in here, Antonellis. No, Antonellis this time. Ooh. Her last name. Yeah, she's her first name. And now she's Carlin because of Steve. Her first name is Christine for sure. Samosa. Sistine Chapel bun. Something like that name, like. Sistine Apple. Let's see. Let's go here. S. Sims Apple. Christine Simstein. Sanchez. Smith Apple. Simpson. By Simpson Apple. Sort of. Yeah, like that would make sense. Seems to me apple. Sinfield apple. Sims apple. Sims apple. Sanchez apple. I think that's closest. What is now? What's her current job? Is there no like retired? Oh no, she's not retired. She's a military, like a driver or something. Secretary. Secretary, yeah, thanks. Is the secretary him? Okay. Quite a bit things got them. This was good path. I haven't gotten everything from her, but there's even a bit more left. Her name and Give to You by Sam Madsen, named Regina Clementine, came to her and claimed that her husband has confessed he thinks he's Roottrees. This case can be found in evidence. Stored is the oldest by We're in the West. The woman on the photo is Mary Beth Clementine, a singer who may have affair with Miracle Roottrees. Okay, let's check out the pictures. Favorite Miracle Roottrees. That's why like Miracle is old. It's all lies, you know. Yeah, let's do this first. Okay. From 6 pieces prodigy us. Channel GGD. US. This is all information about Regina Clementine, Nee Salazar, from New Orleans, Louisiana, and her husband Stuart Clementine. She wrote me about a month ago. Appellant Roottrees lawyers went after her since then. By the time I received your letter, I called her. She couldn't cooperate anymore. Her husband, who is a police officer and never knew his father, told her he thought he might be Roottrees, but he's estranged from his family and didn't want to pursue it because he had no proof. She wrote to me behind his back. Normally, I wouldn't be so sure if she had some pretty credible facts. Some that I've been able to confirm. Stuart's mother was named Mary Beth Clementine. She's pretty well known in the 30s and 50s, singer who went on tour a lot of churches. You can look online and she has pretty big problem adoption. I know for a fact that she came to Butler County a few times. I remember her from when I was younger. And Regina said that Stuart told her that they always seem to spend a lot of time at the Miracle Church. She sent a photo to prove who she says she is. attached to this email. Some 6-piece unwrapping America's Sweetest Family is out now. We're going to saving the tree and not printed this email. Printed. Okay, let's start with this. She couldn't cooperate anymore. Her husband was a police officer, okay, and okay, Mary Beth Clementine next. Popular in the years between 1942 and 1956, she went around the country performing at churches. Repertoire was a mix of religious and popular songs. Although she recorded few records, they seem lost to time. The only one you find mentioned was cover of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, released on the label New Edison. Okay, there's like few things here. One thing Mary Beth was known for was her adoptions. So many sites to mention adoption. History of adoption. They have 2 children in the late 1940s, Stuart and Mark. The spoke advocate for benefits adoption in front of the United States Congress in 1949, when convening to debate the discount 10 recent first adoption of African American child to a white family in the United States. They specifically there to detail her experience going through the system to adopt Stuart. The other son was adopted later, according to a single line said under unusual circumstances. In 1959, it showed that Mary Beth had been twice divorced, both times by Magnus Sterling. This ended her career with the religious audiences have been catering to. While she performed occasions since then, she mostly faded into obscurity. Okay. New Edison, my record label based in Los Angeles that existed a few years 40s. It raised the release of cover record songs that were popularity. According to a website about the history of record sound, it's named after its founder Sterling Edison. Its biggest claim to fame is being sued by estate of Thomas Edison. Edison's records as Edsel. You also find few references to New Edison and Mary Beth clearly on the sites about old records. One collector says that the Holy Grail is re-release of the old Rocket Cross. It says that the first edition was only published before she legally changed her name. Also claims that the police had to be called to New Edison Records after its owner Sterling Edison got in physical altercation in public, leading to divorce. There are no cited sources, evidence, and the site contains user submitted this email address bottom and the phrase "Send me your stories about old Hollywood." I'll add them to the page. So this goes to Hollywood. Well, they had quite a lot of overlap. This called over time various covers started playing together. When you scanned and wrestled anything other than Outer's Damage 2, a very brief blip from Newt was sued by Edison Records. By the time the magazine had covered, it seems like the lawsuit was settled. Out of quote, and New Edison was destined to shut down. The owner, who would buy Sterling Edison, like quit a new record company, not evident anywhere that he did, and that was the last mention of him in MMM. Record label is named after Thomas Edison. So the company seemed very unimportant, except for potent lawsuit. It's a fun case because the name of the lawsuit was actually the biggest problem for the person being sued. The record producer who called him Edison was immediately outed as not to be named Edison. Edsel was a German last name, and at the time the founding of the company US for the war with Germany found the immediate setup to try to get the case go away. This doesn't give anything new, right? Okay. Edsel. German name. Okay. This picture came of him. Okay. Look at this. Him that have been over by many artists. You want from my line, really? New edition was quite a few times. Review the magazine over it listed artist as Mary Beth Quaker. Okay. Okay, not a yeah. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. I don't need that. Okay. This I notice the manager Sterling. So she divorced twice. The same person. She's quite old. So let's say she. Yeah. These are children now. Okay, I don't exactly understand that yet. Okay. Was there nothing else? Oh, was it from this eye? Yeah, from here. Obviously, to spend a lot of time. The miraculous search. Really? Okay. Okay. So, confidential information. Let's see. You were given some partial staff records to cross-reference by Sam Match. They are based on all tax-made information. Only detailed employees that were taken for Roottrees, the corporate office. The many laborers on the farms, factors are not listed. So how helpful it will be, except for cross-referencing Guy's secretaries and visit overseas. Spiders searching people just because they are listed this book will likely be very time consuming and waste your time. President Zach Morton, Special Management Ernest Madsen Jr. Office staff. Julius Joanna Robertson, Doris Mays. Farmer Matt, Samantha Madsen, John. Screen fitness, Michael Brand, Jack, James. None. Britannia Guy would be taking over and start on 1978. They are at the time party November. Working in transition during that took place. Patrick Decker was hired. Eli C. Roottrees is no longer employed by Roottrees. Is now listed under product management. Christine Farrow, Joanna Robertson. Ah, Phil Lewis Robertson. Ah, makes sense. Of course. That was my mistake. Robertson. That makes sense. And she was cashier, right? Like that. Then they went away. Christine Farrow no longer listed among their secret as Christine Carland. Farrow. Thanks. Better name. I know. Good way to see it because she was a secretary. Makes sense. How do I know? Okay, I'm not best at this. I guess the parties. Hudson took over. This began part volatile product company staffing. Except were listed and Guy began trying to develop a new five-piece flavor. With Zachary Morton. Edward Roottrees, no longer employed by Roottrees. Ravensworth. Rafferty is now listed as office staff. Albert Cross and Fred Cross are no longer employed. Christine Carland is no longer working for Roottrees. Yeah. Then I could be hired. Judith McCulling and Doris May are no longer employed. Lisa Lewis were hired. Okay, there's so many names that are sticking together. Interpreter. What was hired under a special category that only existed for 1 year. At the Roottrees retirement party. Christmas tree punch. US EU ball travel expert Australia, China, France, Brazil. Butterscotch, 5 pieces of leftover caviar. Spectacular US ball. Okay. Lots of places, 4 places. But okay. Many new employees didn't tend to stick around very long. But recorded. Office staff. Employed by Roottrees. And hired. No longer employed by Roottrees. And Beatrice Watts are no longer employed. Catherine Carrot. Emily Saintville. Okay. Great Catrol. Interpreters. Books. Zygoa. Butterscotch caviar. Zygoa butterscotch caviar. New Year's 4th of July spectacular. Christmas tree pest. Grandorf Dove donation. Ooh, that's interesting. School for Deaf formerly Grandorf Dove is located about the whole from the Roottrees offices should be in Butler country. But this is much part of the Pennsylvania nearby. Ohio. According to the website was formerly named Grandorf Dome from the Detroit. Grandorf was the last name of a founder. Dove is the Danish word for deaf. The founder had issues with government translator leading or transcription issue. In 1990 it was renamed better for the school purpose and to correct the embarrassing lack of effort and awareness demonstrated by government officials in those early days. Staff list the website. You can scan through all the biography and find that Principal Miss Ford is fluent in 5 languages, including ACL American Sign Language. He has been working 15 years. Miss Ford Pio also mentioned she is not deaf. Learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. She mentioned that she was responsible securing funding for Hudson Wing. Okay. Expansion. No Grandorf School for Deaf. Separate but smaller building half block from main campus. Operate a small independent school that offers free ACL courses. Friends and deaf children. Their history side. They got the name of the president of the Roottrees company. Donated $250 towards the construction of the building. It is also very vague. History section. You can somewhat fill in with details of the information you see about the school. And the donation came at the insistence of employee of Roottrees at the time. Mentioned that she learned ACL from the main school with the Hudson Wing even existed. Okay, surprise her future husband, who was deaf, at the realizing how useful a service this could be to non-deaf people, which to better serve those with hearing issues, convinced Roottrees management to invest in a school. Hudson Wing opened and she became the first teacher at the new campus at first weekends, but since then it added afternoon classes on weekdays. Who? What's their name? All from Roottrees used to people the country. Miss Ford. Okay, nothing else is, I think, that important, but that could be important. Miss Ford. I think I did I see somewhere Miss Ford. Okay. Okay, actually, I want to see if there's anything in periodicals. Happened here and there in part of the country since 1990. It's not too many. You can't look at all of them. And so after scrolling through few pages, you manage to find something incredibly useful in art that isn't even focused on the school. Local student provides key evidence in scientific study. From March this year, that 4 sisters who attend public school in the country are one of the only handful of identical twins who do suffer 2 different genetic issues. One has asthma, the other one has daily allergy to peanuts. The mother, Miss Susie Ford, who is principal nearby Grantham School of the Deaf. Susie Ford. Okay. Principal nearby Grantham, yeah. Looking for twins where the born there was not. She didn't have any twins at the high school. They thought of Melissa and Heather be useful. It turns out they were. She says they couldn't be more different. The youngest will all call her, even though about 15 minutes shy. Sin has stopped running from the moment to scamp. Asthma has kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition extrovert. Probably local production is their life after high school. Later this year, picture of the girls added to evidence. It's a musical. It's quite obscure. It's been Broadway 15 performed after period. A smaller theatre troupe, including high school drama club. If you couldn't tell by now, game designer by the name Jeremy Johnston. As musical theatre high school. There's one song from that somewhat surpassed popularity. There's the music called The Kid Inside. If you like to listen to it, look at Barry Manilow's version. If you heard the song before, it's likely that cover. The entire musical deals with the traumas and nostalgia that Sote collectively shares about the 400 years, which will appropriately thematic for this game. I've always thought it is somewhat ironic that they have high school theater clubs performing. Anyways, keyword that Botnet got details out was local. Local. Has a fort. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think everything. Okay, let's see this to end. Canton died in May of 1982, so the first 3 months that year continued along the same pattern as there had been. Changed when Ernie took over. Most of the external ended. Secretaries, most handpicked accounts were let go. Left Roottrees 1984, so this is last of the books you have accessed. Recorded. No change, no change. No longer works in this department. Douglas rehired. Work time temp. Okay, that's important. Okay. Major experience. I trying to do different. Clothing. Okay. Only thing I'm kinda curious is that there is a company with a many office all over the United States. Three County Company is listed on the sites of other companies they do business, so it's far from the only one you recognize. As far as you can tell, there's no connection with the work time tab anymore related to your search. Okay. Down is the 4 twins where you support them not to watch. Oh, this affect twins differently. We know the left is holding inhaler. We know the right is holding EpiPen. Is it true? But they're important, so they must have some kind of connection. That's a difficult thing. Oh, it's already been 3 hours. Wow, oh, time flies. It's an entirely new thing. Okay, so I can figure out a few things here. Confidential. Let's go back here. Notebook. I know she's Miss Susie Ford. They have their own name as well, which I can like quickly go back. Melissa and Heather. Melissa, Heather, okay. Susan Ford. Susie Ford. Okay. I knew the name because of her. Like she realized later, like, oh, detonation. So 80. Around like 80 she. Right? There's no picture. Ah, that's hardest part. Like, how am I? This is Hudson Path. So, can I only beat this? And this doesn't actually matter because... Wait. It might matter in technicality. It will be more different. My youngest, I'll call her. She learned to scamper. Okay, I'm not good at reading. Okay. My youngest, I'll call her that. Yeah, they could be used. It turns out they were. She says, it'd be more different. My youngest. I'll get that even though she's only about 15 minutes. Okay, so technically I have to put youngest there. Shall I put as in has stopped running? But the moment she learned to scamper. So youngest as asthma. Okay. Like that. And but which is which? Melissa Ford. What was in that picture? later. Which one would you say is more extroverted clothing? No, don't know. Let's go a bit back. What's local? I don't understand what you mean local. I can't be quite local. Like a local play. Ah, yeah. Heatherforge. So this is Heatherford. Heatherford. What was the other girl's name? Melissa. Ford. And their mother was Susan. Is it Susan Ford? I don't even know a picture of her, their mother. I don't even know how to get that. What? Nothing. Hudson Wing. Okay, there's a mention of her future husband was deaf. Okay, if ACL causes like Ooh, Hudson Wing. There was released article with other local schools. Included endless list of snow cancellation activities and week events that began over 70 years stretched until last mention 1990. Among the avalanche user information, you almost nearly discovered one article. Though was an eccentric rhyme article. 1982. It seems that someone defaced the school like outside the brand new Hudson Wing of a school. The multiple broken windows on the teacher's gossip painted with profanities, accusation, infidelity. Weeks later, follow-up article provides some more details. There's one arrest. Thomas Hughes. Yep, that's the man. That's the man. For sure. Let's go. Thomas Hughes. His former student at the school. Apparently the destruction weeks after he married school newest teacher, Mrs. Hughes. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated 3 years earlier. According to the report, investigation in the police report, Transon recently ordered Mr. Hughes convinced that he was not the father of Mrs. Hughes' current pregnancy. Is released on bail. The school has agreed not to press criminal charges. The agreement has made to pay for damage for the couple to begin the divorce proceedings. Thomas Hughes, Mr. Hughes, and Hudson all avoided further appearance in Butler County Times. Yeah, like I think this is his true name. But it doesn't appear here. Like I know his name. Problem I don't know her. So I could just do this. Nothing. I'm quite certain of the children, but there's so many pictures. How will I ever find more? Okay, that's been used. It's evidence. Game knows. Six pieces. It's always best to use notable events is kind of good. Reminder is good as well. As long as these things remain, then there's always something. Okay, I finished this one. There's a few like fruits here. You know, Zachariah might have some new things. Oh, I do know few new pads that exist. Chris Rafferty has something new. That you could easily do something to do with those. But I'm gonna end this here. if I get 8 more, then something's gonna happen. I'm able to do it. The searches are so a bit more in depth now. You have to go a bit further with those. So yeah, I'm a secret Roottrees. Oh, write that down. I don't know. Really fun. I really like this game. I like. Should try to figure that out. I have to say it's not as exciting as Oprah, you know, but it's still some kind of puzzle game, which I prefer. Like, still figure things out in some way. You still have to think about things, how they connect. But it's also like finding about, oh, use this word there. Oh, okay, but where was this with what I searched testing? So it's quite unique. I haven't really played this kind of game that much, I don't think. So glad I'm playing. Yeah, and this here, I'm not even sure that I'm finishing this next time. Let's see if I do. I might be able to. But for now, bye bye.